What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Woo Network. Now, Woo Network has a centralized exchange and a DeFi or DEX. I like Woo Network as an exchange to use, but the reason I'm talking about it is they've revamped their entire token economics, done a huge burn. So I want to talk about why this interests me, because I think it benefits the network long term, which benefits price appreciation for Woo long term. And if you've seen the title, you could obviously can read that I believe this can do something quite good. And again, more news about FTX. There's just always something in the news at the moment about FTX, so we'll talk about that in this video because there's apparently been a hack. Before I get into it though, if you're new to the channel, guys, these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about when I made this channel. They're also the ones that I owned when I created this channel. Had you put in $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and you were still holding them all, you never sold them, you just you bought them and literally ignored them for a few years, doing everything wrong as an investor, you would still be in profit for around 10.2k, doing everything wrong. But if you would have sold these coins last year, like I did, or back into 2022, like I did, $100 into each could have netted you a profit of 123 grand. Big difference between doing the right and the wrong thing. Now, as I said, sold all these off, not what I own anymore, but if you want to see my current portfolio, you can do. Just have to go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my portfolio. I let the members know anytime I buy or sell a coin. I give the members a breakdown of the percentage of my holdings, the gains I think a coin can have, and if they want to copy along, they can. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets, and if I do say so myself, nailed it constantly for the last few months. We have tutorials set up for all the members, so anyone that's brand new to crypto, they can watch these. These are step by step. Very simple. And then on top of that, guys, we have a huge history of success on both the site and the channel. Obviously, Phantom is the biggest of the wins. Phantom went up 677 times from when I did a course calling it the best cryptocurrency investment of 2020. And I said it would 100x. And obviously, it did way more than that. There's not, and I recommend people go look around crypto YouTube. No one was talking about Phantom in 2020 other than me. And when I find the next Phantom, I'm not going to do a course like last time. I'm going to go onto my site. I'm going to tell my members about the coin, the gains I think it can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along if they want the next big gainer. And if that's you and this sounds good to you, go read the site, and remember, everything you read, you can verify yourself on the YouTube channel's history. Right, Woo Network. So, currently priced at 19 cents. Woo Network hit heights in the previous cycle of sort of $1.60. Now, Woo is, it's an exchange token. It's which can be utilized on both their centralized exchange and their DEX. They offer a ton of different features, but you're looking at effectively a crypto that fuels the exchange, that fuels the DEX. And this is a pretty simple one in that regard. And I recommend people check out their sort of network. It's it's nice, it's tidy. The 24-hour trading volume is not bad. It's quite a way away from like your big, your Binance or anyone like that, but not bad at all. And I do expect this to grow pretty well over the course of the next couple of years in terms of what the centralized exchange offers in terms of spot markets. They do have an earn capacity as well, though I always caution everyone with regards to any earn capacity on any exchange. Do understand that you're putting your funds at risk if you're putting them into an earn capacity of any exchange. On their DEX runs as all DEXs do, very smoothly. You've got your stake features, your earn features. If you're going to put your funds into an earn feature, I'd do it on a DEX rather than a centralized exchange. But WooFi runs really nice. And again, you can see the range of earning potentials that you've got. You can earn 13% on Phantom, USDC, you can earn 6%, BUSD 10%. But bear in mind, obviously, there's always risks if you're not in control of your funds. So just be aware of that, guys. But in terms of WooFi and Woo Network, really like both of them. I think they're very, very smooth and very, very simple. I think that's actually the key thing, is they've kept it really simple, which means they'll probably be able to onboard a lot of newbies into crypto easier than your more complex trading platforms. But in particular, what's really interesting to me is their new revamped tokenomics. So they released this article like last week, 8 days ago. So Woo Network's going to burn over 705 million Woo. That represents 24% of the max supply as they wind down Woo Ventures, Woo DAO, and the insurance fund. So what I like here is, look, they've acknowledged the situation and they've been really transparent. So the collapse of ecosystems around Luna and FTT have demonstrated the importance of having a resilient ecosystem. These events have provided opportunities to learn, adapt, and elevate the Woo ecosystem to blue chip status with the Woo token at its core. Several other factors, such as recent actions from regulators and feedback from the community, further motivate adjusting how Woo will be utilized by current and potential future token holders. So they had Woo Ventures. Woo Ventures was effectively their version of a VC. Investing into top tier projects, but obviously competition is very, very high for investment into the strongest projects, and they're acknowledging those situations. So first, investment allocation to top projects was highly competitive. Second, the early stage projects require cash injections to scale, and holding Woo tokens added unnecessary volatility to an already highly risky endeavor. Third, the long vesting period of projects limited the ability of Woo Ventures to provide timely airdrops to Woo stakers. And lastly, with the growth of Woo Network over the years, the amount of Woo staked across WooX and WooFi far exceeded the value of tokens received from Woo Ventures investments, especially in the current depth of the bear market, which limited the rewards per staker. So they've acknowledged that they need to wind down. So in light of these developments, Woo Network has burned 147 million tokens, which represent the remaining tokens that were allocated to Woo Ventures. They've been taken out of circulation. As part of sunsetting Woo Ventures, Woo Network will conduct a series of airdrops throughout January to existing stakers on WooX and WooFi. So if you're an existing staker, guess what? You're going to make some money. Next, they were talking about Woo Force. So Woo DAO, they start with Woo DAO. So Woo DAO was established to foster more active governance and community engagement. And that brought a ton of community support, which led to the formation of Woo Force, which aims to bring awareness to Woo Network. The drawback of Woo DAO was the blurred lines of responsibility, as Woo Network's operations remained centralized and beyond the scope of the DAO. So what they've done is Woo DAO will transition into Woo Force with the aim of shifting its focus from governance to community engagement. The transition will allow Woo Network to seek feedback, guidance, and active participation from the community. Accordingly, Woo Network has burnt 250 million tokens that were allocated to Woo DAO's treasury. And they're going to pivot to Woo Force. So there's another 250,000 burn. Then they're improving WooX's security and robustness. So they've burned another 300 million effectively that was allocated to the insurance fund. So 10% of the max supply was allocated to an insurance fund, with the benefit of observing obviously all the crap that happened in 21, 2022 as well. And it's become abundantly clear that having native tokens in an exchange's insurance fund is not prudent. As a result, they have basically removed the insurance fund and burnt the supply that the insurance fund had. That's to support the security and resilience of WooX. So Woo Networks allocated 10 million of company-owned stablecoins to form a compensation fund, which stands in a first loss position in the event of like Woo Network suffering a loss or liquidity source defaulting. And then again, improving transparency with Woo Tokenomics, which they have done. They've been insanely transparent. So they're additionally going to move 545 million Woo into a time-locked smart contract to be vested linearly over 5 years. So again, a ton of the supply just removed. So you've had a ton burn and a ton put into a locked release schedule over a 5-year window. What this has all done is effectively dwindle the supply quite dramatically from where it was, with legitimately really open and transparent communication about why they're doing it. This is a big plus for me. This is what I want to see from an exchange. They've pivoted on what they've done, and they've explained their reasoning behind it, and the reasoning makes complete sense. But what it does mean as well is the circulating supply is way smaller. So it does mean as well that there needs to be less volume to move the price point of Woo Network. As a result, I think this is probably going to have some pretty good success. Not just because they've done all of that, but fundamentally it's a centralized exchange. Centralized exchanges over the past 2 bull cycles have had pretty damn good success. And Woo Network is an up-and-coming exchange. They're doing good volume, not amazing, but good volume. They have their own DEX. They're growing an ecosystem where the Woo token has utility. And I just see this going from strength to strength. And right now, yeah, it's priced at like 19 cents. But realistically, it's a $1.60. I could easily see this becoming a $5 coin. That'll put it at a market cap of 8 billion, which, when in the scheme of things, is not going to be very, very high when you're looking at exchange tokens that are still you've got KuCoin's token that's, I think, priced around $7 or $8 or something right now. You've got the Binance token, but obviously that's got the Binance Smart Chain. But you've got a number of tokens. FTT, until FTX collapsed and we found out about the fraud, FTX had a market cap of like 20 billion. And there's gaps and these exchange tokens are going to start to move because people again have a short-term memory of the problems that happened this past year. Woo Network haven't had any problems in this regard, but because of people's short-term memory with that, the fact that Woo is a simple, easy user interface means they'll onboard newbies to crypto a lot easier. I think this can do $5 quite well because they've adjusted their token economics. They've got a simple platform that any new investor can use. They've got a decentralized network that they're building, and however you want to feel about it, centralized exchange tokens end up doing well. They had this past cycle, they had the cycle before, and they will have the next cycle because people forget that you shouldn't leave your funds on exchanges. And fundamentally, especially the newest people that get into crypto, they're never going to go to a DEX first. They're always going to go to a centralized exchange first. And Woo is well positioned in that regard. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it can do more? Do you think it can do less? Do you think 5's about right? Let me know. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. The videos will help you make money. You do not want to miss them. And before I get to the FTX hack, if you want to see my current portfolio, you can just go to copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I own, every one I buy, every one I sell. I release videos every day talking about the markets. We have tutorials set up for beginners, and we have a history of success on both the site and the channel that is public record. Obviously, Phantom tops the list in both regards. Phantom went up 677 times from when I called it the best investment of 2020. And fundamentally, guys, again, no one spoke about it in 2020. You're not going to find a crypto YouTuber that made a big shout on Phantom other than me. And when I find the next one, I will go onto my site. I will tell my members exactly what I always tell them, which is the coin, the gains I think it can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And if they want to copy, they can copy. And if that interests you, go read the site. And remember, you can verify everything you read on the YouTube channel's history. And last thing, FTX. So FTX collapsed. Crypto exchange says $415 million was hacked. So they have said that since the firm filed for bankruptcy, $323 million was hacked from its international exchange and $90 million from its US platform. It just gets worse, doesn't it, guys? It just gets worse. And the thing is, come on, with the people that they had in, like, within their developmental team, any one of them, SBF could have asked any one of them, hack it, make sure it looks like a hack, move our money. I don't believe this. I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's an inside job, but it's dodgy. It's dodgy. It's nice timing, isn't it, to lose $415 million in the middle of bankruptcy proceedings. It's convenient timing that all of a sudden a ton of money has gone missing and can't be retrieved. That's convenient. Nearly $500 million. Again, I think the whole thing is a shit show, and I don't see. I see the fallout from FTX lasting all year, if not the next 2 or 3 years. And I still don't believe SBF will end up doing any serious prison time. I don't think that's the way that the courts are set up. I think he's too rich to lose. Like he might lose, but I don't think he'll do any hard time. I think they'll have, I'm sure he'll have some very good lawyers. But do you buy this? Do you buy that they were hacked? Tell me. Let me know. Because I know it's FTX's CEO currently saying that, and that is the new CEO. But come on. Who's buying this? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you buying that they were hacked? Was it an inside job? Let me know what you think. Anyway, that's it from me. Take it easy. Bye-bye.